Kenneth, I got a couple of questions specifically I know you can help me with in regards to not just high-level performance, but just in regards to the equipment that you guys are using as well. Now, I noticed on your chair you don't use armrests on there, so and your technique actually helps stabilize yourself in your chair. So give me a little insight as to maybe why you're not using armrests, and we'll talk about technique in a second.
Well, Stephen, I don't use armrests not just because of the bowling, but I don't use armrests for just using the chair throughout life. It allows me, first of all, to have a little bit more freedom of movement.
Yeah.
Armrests can be prohibitive when you're bowling because it can kind of get in the way, whichever side you're leaning to. But some people keep their armrests on simply because they want to balance themselves with their armrest. You might see them, they might grab it and then roll and keep themselves balanced. So the armrest can be a benefit, and sometimes it can be in a way.
Absolutely. I've seen that, what you're talking about, several times. Players will reach across their body and almost pull that armrest a little bit toward them, almost like they're trying to pull it out of the way, or supporting their body, kind of shifting their balance over to one side. And I've noticed that in some of the events I've been able to attend, and it's definitely a technique and a personal preference. It's not something that everybody has to subscribe to, because it's going to be different for every player along the way. So in regards to some of the equipment that can be used regarding the chair as well, I've seen some armrests that are removable. Sometimes people will use them for normal everyday operation of the chair, but then sometimes they'll remove them for bowling. At the same time, it can be the other way around. They can keep them on and then take them off during normal movement.
Yeah, so your chair is the major part of your equipment for bowling.
Right.
And you have to make the chair fit you the very best to be able to have the much success.
Right.
With me, taking more off helps me to be able to have more freedom of movement here. But there's some things I do keep on. Like I do have a side guard on this side, but I don't have a side guard. It's not an armrest, it's a side guard. So this allows me to be able to lean as far as over possible, but then it also lets me know that, hey, this is as far as I need to go.
Sure.
So it all depends on what the bowler, their balance, where they get their balance from, what they're going to have on their chair. Different
varieties of strength and conditioning required when it comes to this concept. Now, those that may have armrests on their chairs may not have as much core strength or maybe upper body strength or conditioning necessary, again, depending on their limitations as an individual. So is it at your level, especially at the high competitive level, is it important to make sure you're fit and in shape, obviously from the core up?
Yeah, absolutely. With anything, to have success, you have to condition, you have to be prepared. Eating right is also very important. I do strengthen myself in both my arms. Think about it, you're holding a bowling ball that's going to be 12 to 15 pounds in one hand. So you're going to have to strengthen your arms. Your shoulders are very important to keep strong as well. So what I do is I do exercise with bike. I strengthen my upper body through the rowing of the bike.
Right.
Also, I have to eat right.
Yep.
I have to make sure that I develop some discipline in how I'm eating. The more I eat, the sluggish I can be.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going to be bowling up to 10 to 13 games a day.
Wow. So in longer formats with endurance like that, not only the strength and conditioning factors are important, but obviously the nutrition, the dietary needs that are going to keep you sharp. Because, and speaking not only at the longer formats, but as competitive as they can get, the mind's got to stay focused. Everything's got to be in line. So conditioning and strengthening yourself is going to be very important when it comes to any level of competition, especially at your level with the longer formats and with the heavy momentum on the sides of your game. So. In regards to strengthening and conditioning, I know you mentioned rowing and kind of the hand bikes that you use. Are there any other specific things you may do or exercises that will help strengthen your upper body or your core to get you ready to go?
Sure. Sometimes some guys do yoga. You could do just plain weightlifting. Weightlifting. Some guys even swim. Okay. Take some time and go out into the pool. It relaxes the muscles. Anything that's going to be able to work for you, not only just for the bowling sake, but just for a better quality of life. Just because we're in a chair doesn't mean that we should not take care of our bodies. Very, very important to take care of your body.
Exactly. Well, there it is. From somebody that's won successfully on the AWBA tour, there's a lot of strength and conditioning that goes on. There's a lot of technique when it comes to identifying exactly how you're going to be the most successful. Appreciate the information. Thanks, and we look forward to seeing you out there and hopefully in the winner's circle again in the AWBA.
Come on and watch us bowl.